Hey everybody, welcome. The Elephant's Corner, back with another great episode this week with Jarvis McCloud. He's part of OpenJar Studios. They're a local studio here in Dallas. What he kind of specializes in is advertising, marketing, building your brand, trying to help people basically get ahead instead of falling behind after buying a bunch of equipment and doing all this. So before further ado, this is Jarvis. Hello, everybody.
Hello, it's a pleasure being here.
Heck
I'm
yeah, dude.
excited. Thanks for having me on. I'll get to it. I own a creative ad agency. We mainly we target small to mid market businesses.
Nice.
We produce social media content and advertisements. But on another note, I do have. I'm starting to create content of my own,
Nice.
and I'm trying to help those who are are interested in being in the creative field, but are kind of lost on how to actually monetize and
Which
make
is
a-
very hard.
right. Yeah, make
It's
a
very
living
hard to
off of it.
monetize what you're doing, you know?
Exactly. So it's part of my own journey. So I have a degree in film from the University of North Texas.
Very nice.
However, if you want to live in Dallas, there's not really a base here. The industry.
They're building one, though. We met, just to give you all a little backstory, me and Jarvis, we met we met at Dallas International Film Festival. Shout out to them once again, bringing another creative into my life. I really, really high regards for them. I love Diff.
Yes.
Looking forward to their new festival, kind of ramping it up, making it better. Oscar nominated festival. So that's where we met. We got to talking. He told me about what he had going on, me vice versa. And me personally, I'm like very new into the industry, only 6 months having the studio. So I was very interested in having you in to basically talk about the monetization and, finding those clients, being able to capitalize on them, retaining them. Because I assume retainment is the most important thing in this industry because you want to build that client base to have
Very
the
much
stable
so.
flows.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Like building that book of business, and it's also much easier to get reoccurring business than it is to find new clients. So that's something I do talk about as well. Diff. It was great meeting you at Diff. Dallas International Film Festival had a lot to do with my journey.
Awesome.
So I was an international baccalaureate art and film student in high school.
Oh, wow.
And I had a film submitted to Diff back in high school.
Wow.
So in their high school
Yeah,
block. I'm not sure if they
I
have
did
that
their.
anymore.
They had the high school shorts
Yes.
this year at the short festival, and then I believe there was a high school category in the last big festival.
Okay,
Still,
yeah.
so I think they're still doing that.
Well, awesome. Yeah, that was back in 2012, and then that kind of pioneered my film journey. I went on to the University of North Texas to major in radio, television, and film, and then I minored in marketing. After that, I interned at a commercial production house here in Dallas. We did Chick-fil-A commercials,
Oh,
Jack in
cool,
the Box, Haverty, Sewell, to just to name a few. And
My really good friend hates Chick-fil-A. Hates them.
wonder
You know who you are. I know you're gonna watch this. Hates them.
because it's closed on Sundays, or
I think he just is actually, my dad kind of hates Chick-fil-A too.
Oh, okay,
Like low
okay.
key, because he's like, dude, this is just a chicken sandwich. Like they're not doing anything special. It's not that good. That's exactly what they both say, which I can't disagree with them.
well, well. So, what really led to me, starting my own business? Really, when I right after college, I'm not gonna lie, I fell into a little bit of depression.
Okay.
As I was seeing fellow post grads that I knew in the film industry, and they were just production assistants taking out trash at major productions, and that was the biggest thing they had going on. It was
Yeah.
not very creative. There's not a lot of glamour in that at all. So
Very not.
right.
Nah.
And so I was talking to one of the big directors that I knew at the time, and I asked him, how can I do what you're doing? You
Yeah.
know, how do I become you? And he said, and this is a direct quote, 7 people have to die before you get into my position. And, you know, that was kind of discouraging.
That is very discouraging. You
You're
gotta
right,
literally
right.
wait on people's lifespans to get in. Yeah.
Right. And so fresh out of school, I've taken on about 60,000 in debt. There weren't a lot of film jobs, not in Dallas, at
No.
least.
No.
I had friends that have moved elsewhere and were able to find something, but I realized that I had to create my own opportunities.
Yes.
So I was a business minor. I took some entrepreneurship classes, you know, and I've always kind of wanted to start my own thing. I just
Nice.
really didn't
No.
know. Yeah, exactly. So I did get some, you know, insight being an intern. I learned a lot.
Yeah.
I learned
No,
a lot.
you need those experiences.
Right. Yeah. So, and I didn't really just go right into it. I worked a few like sales jobs because I minored in marketing. That was kind of the only job offers I was getting at the time.
And it's
So-
not marketing jobs. It's literally like foot on the ground sales.
right. Yes.
It's not like what you were thinking whenever you were in marketing class. You're like, oh, Mad Men.
No. Yeah. Exactly.
Right. No.
Yeah. So I went from, you know, working at a car dealership, selling used Volkswagens
Yeah.
to selling POS systems to small business owners. And then I got picked up by an oil field service company.
Whoa.
And we raised over $7 million in 8 months, just
Dang.
cold calling
Wow.
millionaires, essentially. And then from there, I was selling like gold and rare coins as well.
Nice.
Yeah, and
You were like flipping them?
really just calling people to.
Oh, you mean like that? Like you weren't. Oh, I thought that you were like finding and buying them and then turning around and flipping them.
No.
You were like, yeah.
Convincing investors to invest in precious metals.
Yep.
I did
Buy
that.
Bitcoin.
Yeah, so I did that for a couple of months, and then I was picked up by a company I'm not going to name,
That's
but as a retirement specialist, and I did that for almost 5 years.
Wow.
And then somewhere along the lines, I saved up a little bit of money to open up a studio space.
Sweet.
And so, yeah, and you know, we've been operating since 2019.
Awesome. And your studio space is a lot larger than mine. It's more of an open square format, right?
Yeah, it's in Richardson, and we're actually moving, but yeah, we're still hitting the ground running. Every day's a new struggle. So
New struggle, y'all busy? We got a lot of stuff.
There's highs and lows.
Yeah,
I would
definitely.
say feast and famine.
Of
But
course.
I have very exciting things coming up in 2025.
go.
So
Can you plug any of them? Can you tell us about any of them?
I've been in talks with some mid-market companies that there's a sock brand. There's
Cool. Just to like shoot like product stuff.
Yeah, products.
Sweet.
So, yeah, and I've kind of restructured how we do business, and
Okay.
that's what I'm focusing on my YouTube channel. I
You
haven't
want to
actually,
plug that real quick?
Yeah, so it's the Creative Hustle with Jarvis.
The Creative Hustle with Jarvis.
Yes.
Okay.
And so I've decided, I've always wanted to produce content.
Nice.
But I've kind of shifted to client work. So now this is just me helping those who are in the position that I was in just a couple of years ago.
5 years ago. Yeah.
Yeah, so I remember where I would struggle to get someone to pay $400 for a video. Now, $11,000 on average. Just speaking to small to mid market.
Pulling it up. Yeah. It's like a small snowball that
Yeah.
becomes huge.
Yeah, so it's just really, learning business and just having the financial literacy is really important, and that will get you to the next level, more so than, developing your skill
Definitely.
or having good equipment.
Yes. Because if you have good equipment and you can't execute, then what's it gonna do? Collect dust.
Right.
So you said you restructured your business. Do you want to say how it was structured and how you are transitioning now?
Sure. Yeah. When we first opened, this was right after COVID. I just kind of had the mindset: if you build it, they'll come,
Ah,
which is partially true. But
it's got to be really cool.
true, true. But to build like a sustainable model, it needs to be predictable, and so just learning how to build a funnel or multiple funnels, learning how to actually run ads
Yeah.
rather than producing ads, and so that's important. And just kind of learning to delegate. I wore a lot of hats.
Delegation. Most of the investors that I talk to, like that like are looking at buying companies or anything like that, number one thing they look at CEOs or anything like that is if they can delegate. They don't want a guy who's got to do everything.
Exactly.
Like that's not attractive.
No.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You got to be able to have a team and build that team around you.
Yeah, and that's partially why I was at the diff mixer because
Okay, looking for talent, kind of.
exactly. Your
Nice.
agency's only as good as the talent it recruits, and so rather than just making a post on Facebook, we need
Way better.
this, and this. Just having those go-to guys. That way we can build consistency and
Yeah.
things like that. So,
How many people do you have on staff?
well, we have no staff.
Okay.
Okay, I have my wife. She helps me. I have friends.
Is it just you? We as you and your wife is whenever you say we, or is there another?
Well, we have contractors that we use very
Okay.
often, but I don't have any W-2 employees.
That's cool. That's cool.
Yeah.
That's the better way
Yeah.
for them too.
Yeah. Well, as we expand, we'll
Lock some people in.
very, very much so.
So you do the hiring from the videographers to the models type situation, or how does that work on your end?
It depends on the project.
Project.
The budget. I might bring in a coordinator, producer.
Okay.
But we have a long call sheet. It's an Excel spreadsheet with notes. This person does this, shoots on this camera, and
Nice.
so building those relationships is what's going to be critical for our expansion. So,
I agree. Yes. That way you can have 19 backups. Never not be able to deliver.
exactly. Yeah.
Very cool. Okay, we can get back to the restructuring now. Sorry, I kind of went sidetracked.
Oh no, yeah, you're fine. At first it was, you build it, they'll come. We also niched down. Originally, we were a full service
Oh,
digital marketing agency, anywhere from photos in the studio to, if you had a wedding, we did graphic design, web design, and I've phased all of that out. Right now, we're just prioritizing our bread and butter, just creating ads.
yeah.
And so that's worked out a lot for us, being able to say no to certain opportunities just so that we can focus
Yeah.
on what we do best. So
Deliver more. That's how you're going to retain those clients, like we
Right.
said earlier. They see that you're 100% focused on that task and not, oh, you're building a website while I'm like shooting this ad. That doesn't make any sense.
right, and we've also structured going forward some strategic partnerships with SEO companies, web designers, consulting firms. So where they will white label certain services,
Nice.
and it doesn't take away from the attention on the video side of things, and so yeah.
Okay. If you had to give a 3-step program from getting the equipment to landing the first client, what would you say are the 3 most important like checkpoints that you had to get?
Well,
Let's say getting the equipment and getting the clients are not part.
I would say like this industry is very vast. I feel like you have to narrow down what you truly do. I feel
Perfect.
like everyone's used to, I'm a writer, director, videographer, editor. I mean, that's not,
That doesn't scream expert to me.
exactly. So you have to decide, are you going to be a production company? We focus on having the best equipment and we have the crew for production. Are you going, if you want to direct, then you actually need to direct, not focus on having the best camera
Right.
and shooting everything.
Because you can't do your best work.
Right,
It
and
doesn't-
you
yeah,
know,
it
and
makes
no
sense.
one's going to hire you to direct a movie if your portfolio's a bunch of weddings and
Yeah.
different things like that. So you have to define yourself within the industry.
So define niche would be checkpoint 1.
Yeah, I mean,
Okay.
I think maybe because it's not taught very well, people think wanting to or owning a camera makes you all of these things.
Yeah.
When no, like traditionally the industry's this, there's TV, there's Hollywood, there's independent film.
Yep.
And so you have to define who you are, and that will get you the jobs that you're wanting. So
That's nice.
yeah, if you want to be a writer, just write.
Just right.
If you want to be an editor, just edit.
That makes total sense.
Yeah. And if
Okay.
you want to be an agency, do what I did.
Do what I did. Yeah.
So
Beautiful. Okay.
Yeah.
That's okay. So that's checkpoint 1. Checkpoint 2.
I think also just narrowing your focus again, just the work that you do. So I know everyone wants experience, but would doing a quinceañera really give you the experience of shooting a movie?
Right. So choose the jobs you do more strategically, in other words.
Right. So there's a lot of people out there that are trying to produce independent content. It's very hot right now. You have Tubi and different, platforms that are allowing more independent
Right.
work. So, volunteer to be on that movie set
Okay.
rather than, making the investment of owning such camera and then just shooting whatever. Also, go to rental houses, rent more than you buy. You can, that $30,000 Red camera, you can rent it for $100 and master it, put it in your resume that you shoot on Red, and you don't actually have to own a Red.
Okay. That makes sense.
Because when you're hired, the studio is going to
I have it.
Yeah, so
They just need you to operate it.
right, and
Okay.
yeah, so I feel
So
like-
hone in. So 2 is hone in your skills on the niche that you're trying to go after.
Right.
Like make those skills. You got to become an expert.
right. So being a jack of all trades is really just a distraction.
Yeah.
And it's never going to lead you to where you want to be. So you figure out what you want to be. If you watch any of Quentin Tarantino's interviews, he would tell you he doesn't know anything about the camera.
Yep.
Yeah.
He
so-
doesn't need to. He needs to know about what he wants the actors to do.
Exactly. So if you want to be a director, well, maybe you shouldn't be buying, $5,000 cameras every 3 years,
Yeah.
and just posting that you do anything. You should probably direct.
Even if it's volunteering for the first couple of times, get your foot in the door.
Right.
People underestimate that.
Yeah.
Like actually just going out and working. Sometimes you got to work for free.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's the way to the money sometimes.
Very, very much true. And, also, when you're producing independent content, raising money is very important. I feel like there's websites like Indiegogo, Kickstarter. You can crowdfund and actually have a budget rather than just going out there with a camera and asking people to act in your movie in exchange for pizza. You can actually put together some money
Yep.
and actually go out there and shoot. And then now you've directed a movie, and then now you're one step closer to being a director.
Being a director.
Yeah.
There you go. Okay, number 3.
I lost track. So
Two was find your niche.
Sure.
No, 1 was find your niche. Okay, 2 was become an expert in that niche, because those are 2 different things. Because you're always having to learn and evolve.
Right.
Number 3,
Market yourself.
market
right.
yourself,
So-
build your brand.
So being in front of the right set of eyes is always going to be more. There's so many platforms like Thumbtack, Upwork, things like that. And so, being a professional, let's say you're an editor, right? You edit, and then if you niche down, I only edit these types of projects. You're going to stand out way more
Right.
than the editor.
Who just edits.
Right.
And it's like, like a TikTok edit's way different than just like a podcast edit,
Exactly. So
raw podcast edit.
yeah, and you can charge more, and that's true across the board, right? A general primary care physician makes a lot less than
As a foot surgeon.
that specializes, right? So, it applies everywhere.
Okay. That makes sense.
So having that business sense will bring you a lot further than trying to master 8 different skills
Okay.
that are general.
Very cool. Very cool. Okay. Okay. That's nice. Now, I want you just to plug OpenJar a little bit.
Sure.
What's the socials? What can people get most out of it, and what can you help them do?
Okay. So, yeah, if you have a startup, like let's say a SaaS company, software as a service company, a restaurant, a product that you're trying to push, we start at five grand, right? So we don't do any projects under $5,000, and so marketing is so important these days because especially social media platforms,
Especially for restaurants.
yes, they allow you to get a lot of attention for much cheaper than traditional mediums like TV and radio. So if you have something you're trying to get in front of the right set of eyes, we can help you with that. We're on Instagram, OpenJar_studios. Our website's openjarstudios.net. We're on Facebook. We have an 800 number, 833 OpenJar.
Nice.
Yeah.
Where did the name OpenJar come from?
I'll tell you. So my name's Jarvis.
Oh, yes.
Yes, but there was a study.
I'm now pulling those together. But
It's okay. It's okay.
Yeah, I get it now.
Well, there was actually an independent study of scientists put a bunch of fleas in the jar, right?
Whoa.
And fleas can jump naturally very high. These scientists put a lid on the jar, right? And then released the lid. Then all of a sudden, the fleas got conditioned to where they only jumped as high as the lid used to be, right? So we represent a lidless jar.
Being able to jump out.
Well, no limits to your creativity. So,
Okay.
yeah, so
I like that.
that's the concept of
Okay, I would have never gotten that. That was a good fun fact. I didn't know about that experiment.
Yeah.
So the fleas could not jump out of the jar.
Well, they've been conditioned to where this is the
How long
limit.
did they stay in the jar?
A few days, yeah.
A few days, and it took that fast? That's crazy.
Yeah, and there have been like other experiments with cattle, kind of the same thing. You remove the fence, but the cattle
They know.
They think that this is the limit. You can't go past this. Yeah.
They learned from getting shocked so many times.
Right, and so there's so many limitations when a client comes to us, they're like, "Oh, we want this. We want animation, stop motion. We can do that."
Yeah.
There's obviously a budget to that, but we can do it.
Everything has a price, but that's okay.
Yeah.
Very cool. Yeah, that's awesome. I looked at your stuff. It was very neat, very interesting. Well done.
Thank you.
Yeah, man. So tell me about making the movie whenever you were in, or the film whenever you were in high school. Tell me about that experience.
So, we were in film class. We made a movie probably every few weeks.
Okay.
So the title of the film was Ambition.
Ambition.
And I at the time I made music, and I had a lot of friends who made music. And so I documented the journey of being, maybe a teenager who is also a musician, or he was a rapper.
Yeah.
And so I documented that journey because he had a very unique story. He's in high school, but he was going on tour. He was,
That's crazy.
100% a full-time
Musician.
So I documented that, and it was called Ambition. And so my teacher, my film teacher at the time, loved it so much that they submitted it to DIF, the Texas Black Film Festival, and a couple of other festivals. They got into DIF and the Texas Black Film Festival, and it was a lovely experience, just doing the Q&As, being at the red carpet. It was produced in 2012, so it's not something I promote now. I mean, we shot on camcorders. It was just a completely
rough.
Yeah. But, it was a great
That's fun.
experience, and it kind of pioneered my journey into pursuing a career in film. So,
Hey, that's where it starts.
yeah.
Find that passion early, you succeed. I did the interviews and stuff on the red carpet at the Shorts Festival.
Oh, okay.
It was fun. I applied, still waiting to hear back from them, but I applied to get on the big diff
Okay.
red carpet, which I'm sure I can snag. I kind of want to do a podcast live there.
That would be awesome. I haven't. So when we met, that was the first time I've been to a diff event since 2017, right? And so I wanted to get reconnected into my roots, I guess.
Yeah.
I go to a lot of other industry mixers, but they're more specific to client-based work, right?
Oh, okay.
And so, but the independent circle, there's just a lot of talent there.
So much.
And so, and I also asked the people on the board, like James, how I can be more involved, right? And so, yeah, that was just kind of an opportunity to give back, and also just be on the scene, because Dallas has such a tight knit film community. I just want to be a familiar face.
Definitely, dude. I think that, you can find great connections there. I mean, everybody that I meet, always something good comes out of it.
Yeah.
Not that like I'm looking to get anything out of it, but something good. I had James on. I'm going to have him on again because I don't know if you saw, he just got listed as like a almost historical person in Dallas. They got a banner up of him now in Deep Ellum.
Nice.
So that's really cool. So I want to have him in, talk about that, talk about the diff coming up. So that'll be fun. Seems like my light turned off.
Yeah, I noticed.
I think that's the big one right there.
Okay.
I don't know what happened. It was charging like all day. So that's cool.
There's always a technical.
Always.
You just need to have a tech or a PA.
Not yet. Yeah. I got an intern coming soon. We're gonna be we're reaching out to like UNT and stuff. We're trying to find a way to give them college credits.
Oh yeah, I mean,
Like set it up like that.
coming from that program, we could talk off screen. I can tell
Definitely.
you exactly
That's
how to do
perfect
that.
then.
Yeah.
Let's go. No, that's awesome. Well, so me personally with this studio, so what my kind of business model is that like I rent out the space, certain amount of hours. You can buy different packages of video editing and all that. For somebody like me, what do you think is like the best way to like jumpstart? Because like I have like all the social media, trying to grow the presence and the brand name and all that.
Are you on PeerSpace?
See, I'm literally I have it written on my chalkboard in there. It was something I was doing this week because I was looking to rent out a warehouse for an event. And I was like, PeerSpace? What is this? Okay.
For those who don't know, it's the Airbnb of studios.
It is.
Yeah. So
It is.
in my own experience with PeerSpace, we weren't on PeerSpace until year 2.
Okay.
Very transformative.
It changes it because you just get random people coming through.
Dude, yeah. I mean, I know some other studios I've been talks with, not competitive. We're all friends, but in the industry. And yeah, they're getting like, I don't know, like $2,000 a week just renting out their podcast space alone. And then so.
That's literally.
Yeah.
I'm getting on PeerSpace.
Do it today. Yeah.
I'm doing it tonight.
Yeah.
I ain't going to sleep tonight.
Yeah. I mean, it's the only way to go. I mean,
Because I was looking at it and I was like, dude, this is so easy. And now that you say it's the Airbnb, it literally is. It was built just like it.
Yeah, it's essentially Airbnb if you have a space.
Yeah.
So yeah, once we got on PeerSpace, it changed everything. We had a whole new.
Let's go.
Yeah, a whole new revenue flow. So yeah, highly recommend. There's another platform like PureSpace, but it's not as big here in Dallas. So I would say start with PureSpace, but yeah.
That's cool. Okay, yeah, I literally have it written in there because I saw it and I was like, this is it. I think this is the platform.
Yeah, dude, like, and start low, $50, $75 an hour.
Get them in.
Minimum 2. And then you could put all those add-ons that you just named, the editing, and you could put it all within the platform.
Because I saw that they had like the space I was trying to rent out, you could rent the chairs out, all this stuff.
Exactly, yeah.
Dang. We're selling oxygen here, dude. No, I'm just playing. I'm just playing.
Well, yeah. Those are things, I teach.
Yes.
Yeah, how to monetize and how to actually, do what you.
That's OpenJar Studios.
Yes.
OpenJar Studios. We'll plug them in the comments and all that. We'll have Jarvis's socials, so it's easy to go to and reach out to him.
Yeah, and the YouTube channels, The Creative Hustle with Jarvis, or Jarvis McCloud. We haven't actually posted an episode. We've only.
That's because he was telling me at Diff, so he's scared. I'm not scared, but he's a little nervous. He's a little nervous to go out and like put his stuff out there and put himself out there. So I was like, dude, just come on the podcast because it's getting released whether you want to or not. It's going on my platform.
Please release it. Yeah, the only video currently on the channel I guess appeared on Speaking Facts, another podcast, and but I am starting my own. I have the equipment. I just have not.
You got everything you need. You just need that strength to push the send button.
I'm such a perfectionist that it's really hard for me to release things.
I understand.
So,
that's a good thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, can't just be putting out poop. Even though I'm not gonna lie, some of my earlier podcasts are bad. Just because I was building up the studio, people, okay? I'm learning. I didn't have the best cameras, but now we're stepping up. We got good stuff. I obviously need to replace this light because it doesn't last 30 minutes, so that's ridiculous.
Well, I have to say, I love the setup.
Thank you.
Keep doing what you're doing. Before coming up here, I listened to at least 3 or 4 episodes. And
nice.
You have a good thing going. So.
Thanks, man. I really appreciate it. I love just having different people here to talk.
Yeah.
Like, it's just something that I found 2 years ago. I just chatting, finding out about people. Some people say I ask great questions.
You do.
Like, I didn't.
This is all
I looked at a little bit of your page, right?
Sure.
So just to give people a rundown if you haven't heard, I take 10 minutes before it starts. I look through it. I just scan over, and then I come in, raw dog it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, we want that good, pure content on the Elephant's Corner. Speaking of the Elephant's Corner, I added a beautiful elephant here. I know I called myself Ellis the Elephant and the Elephant's Corner for like 5 months and never had anything elephant in anything. So I'm stepping up, okay?
No, yeah, that's...
My mom gave it to me, bro. She was like,
nice,
you're going to use this. I was like, should I get a real plant? Nah, I think the fake plant's better.
I'm always like constantly buying jars.
Okay.
I have a painting of a jar. I have,
that's cool.
Yeah. I even have a jar ornament for the
tree.
And yeah, nice. So
this guy's all jar. He's went full on for the brand.
Yeah.
He went full on for the brand.
And when I made music, my rap name was Just Another Rapper, which is an acronym for jar. And
dude, that's gas.
Yeah. So.
Like J.A.R.
Yeah.
He hasn't released any of his music, so don't go try to look him up. You won't find him, but maybe we'll push him to releasing some of that old stuff. Because I was telling him, I was like, dude, that stuff that you made 10 years ago is what really hits.
Yeah. It's a vault full of it, and all of my closest friends are like, dude, no, you're the best.
If you're his closest friend, listen to me now. Release it.
Just
release it for us.
Yeah.
Put it on jar.com.
Link it. Yeah.
Yeah. And find a really funny. Oh, I heard jar.fun would be good. Make just jar.fun as a website and just release all of the music on there.
I think there is a dot music.
Dot music?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think there is.
I think there's something. What was one that we were gonna do?
There's dot studio. I'm very
Tempted?
tempted.
I
yeah.
think that's a little too much.
Yeah, OpenJar dot studio. Yeah.
I mean, it's cool. Don't get me wrong. I like it.
Yeah.
But like, I don't know, man.
And then there's
I
dot
think we
TV. Yeah.
Television's dead. It's podcast world now. Y'all hear us? Y'all know y'all watch us way more.
Yeah.
Y'all enjoy us way more. Way more. Well, it's been another great episode of The Elephant's Corner. I appreciate everybody for coming out. Hit the subscribe, like, and comment what you want me to talk about next. You know, I'll reply to all of y'all. Jarvis, look up him. That's Jarvis McCloud. You can go to OpenJar.
OpenJar_studios. That's
That's for the Insta.
that's instant.
Okay. I was talking about the website.
Oh no, it's www.openjarstudios.net.
.net. .net.
Yeah, .com. So just
It's gone.
well, yeah. There's another OpenJar Studios. They're a ballet studio in New York, and completely different.
There's another ELE Studios.
Oh, okay.
There's two actually, one in Brazil and one in Germany.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
So I mean, shout out people, y'all hear me? Pull up. We'll have a space.
And what's crazy? We started the same time. So I think it was January of 2019. Both of our Instagram pages.
That's hilarious.
Are the same age. They used to be OpenJar Institute, where they teach ballet. And now they're OpenJar Studios because they rent out their ballet studio.
Wow.
Yeah, it's actually, in fact, the largest studio.
Ballet studio or
in
just
New-
the
in-
studio?
In New York, yeah, it's like
Wow.
Yeah, I haven't been, but it's ridiculous.
You should pull up.
Yeah,
With your shirt. They're gonna just let you in.
Maybe, yeah. It's funny because I do get like random reviews that I have to like delete because it's just like, great ballet studio.
You're like, okay, we're not focusing on that now, but maybe in the future we can branch out.
Yeah, for sure.
That's hilarious, dude. Yeah, it's so funny. The world's funny. People sitting on domain names still.
Oh,
just let people have the domain.
I
name.
think Nissan.com is being held hostage.
Is it?
Yeah, so I think Nissan, the car brand, they've been offering this troll like millions of dollars to get the domain, and he just won't let it.
Dude, just take the payout and be okay with it.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you know how trolls are. He probably has money somewhere else. He doesn't care. Oh, one last thing. Like funding and stuff, right?
Sure.
Do you think people should reach out? Like, how do you think they should go about getting funding? Should they save up and then jump in? Should they take out a business loan? Like, what do you really see on your end?
If you can't, bootstrap your business, the SBA is a great resource. To get that funding, there's also private lenders.
Yep.
And it just depends on what you're doing. If it's a project like a movie, then there are tons of investors that are not quite looking for the return, but more so to be a part of something big. And I feel like there's a lot of opportunity there. As far as business loan goes, SBA.
That's what we're looking into. We bootstrapped everything, but like now that we're already set in, we want to take it to the next level.
Yeah,
have that more
capital
funding.
is very important.
Very
If
important.
you want to expand and actually, do something.
With ads and all that, because dude, I was running Google ads for my Google and Facebook ads from a marketing company whenever I was selling direct TV and internet services.
Sure, yeah.
They be charging.
A lot. Yeah.
They be charging.
And we help with that. We help build campaigns and
That's
do
cool.
it right. That way you're not wasting your money.
Yeah, because, dude, I was not getting the right calls.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I would tell them and all that, but, you can only do so much, I guess, at the end of the day.
Yeah.
It's like fishing in a lake.
Yeah, I mean, it's really, copywriting, that's a whole nother thing, just learning how to copyright, writing the right copy to attract the right attention, because, it's not just running the ad, it's how you run the ad. So
You got to have that call to action and all that.
And the offer is very important. So.
Do you use ChatGPT a lot, or is it?
So Claude, ChatGPT, generative AI helps a lot with, we don't use it, 100% of the time,
Right.
but it helps, kind of fix the errors, that human errors. That
Yeah,
we
definitely, dude.
Yeah.
Just throw it in there and fix the grammar.
Right. Yeah.
Like anything like that. Perfect. I just like to see if people are using AI and all that.
Yeah.
Do you accept crypto?
I do. Yeah.
He accepts crypto, people. Hit him up. I do too. What do you think about how long you've been in crypto a while?
So I got into Bitcoin early. Ethereum and the other coins are also opportunities. I feel like I've become more financially literate over the years, and I think that's definitely a great asset to own.
Definitely.
Yeah.
100% agree. All right. Well, I'm going to end it out on the Bitcoin talk. Y'all know that. I love that. But yeah, we were talking about the Web 5. So if y'all haven't seen my podcast with
Great episode.
Polycarp Nakamoto, you can go check it out. He's the guy with the mask on. We talk about Web 5. It's really fun. But Jarvis, I appreciate you coming in, man.
Thanks for having me.
Had a great one. And until the next episode, this has been the Elephant's Corner. I don't really know what I have coming up. I'm pretty sure I'm going to interview Ace, Capital, Night Owl, Coffee. And then I'm looking at 2 other people I'm not going to mention yet. But yeah, we got a bunch of episodes coming. Get Started with Verdi's coming out with another episode. That'll probably already be out by now. But we're just going to keep rolling out episodes with him on the fitness side. Really watch that if you're watching your weight, things you eat. I mean, you really should watch that anyway, because like health is super important. You'll stay out of the hospital, all that. So thank y'all for coming through. Like, subscribe, love you. This has been the Elephant's Corner.